Most coaches are stuck in hustle mode where they're working 60 hours a week, burning out, and still not breaking through. But the top 1%, they have a daily routine that creates freedom, focus, and seven-figure growth. Now, in this video, I'm going to give you my $1 million coach's daily routine. And this is built on the Millionaire schedule and the 3 types of days that completely changed everything for me. My name is Michael. I've built multiple 7-figure online coaching businesses in the music niche, and now I help other coaches scale without overwhelm or burnout. I used to think that working more hours meant more money, but when I hit $100,000, I was exhausted. When I hit $300,000 a year, I was just completely burnt out. And it wasn't until I changed my daily routine and my approach that I actually broke through the 7-figure milestone and really started enjoying my life again. Now, this is not about working harder. This is about working with intention and building freedom into every single day. So let's start with the 2 types of schedules that changed everything for me. Most coaches and online entrepreneurs are stuck in what I call a manager's schedule, and they don't even realize that it's the millionaire's schedule that sets you free. Now, a manager's schedule breaks the day into increments of 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 60 minutes. And this leads to constantly bouncing from task to task, call to call, email to email. I would look at my calendar and I would see just a patchwork of meetings, calls, and to-dos. I was busy, but I was never really productive. And then I discovered the Millionaire's schedule. And this involves time blocking your day into larger segments of 3 to 4 hours. You protect your mornings for deep work, strategy, and creation. And then in the afternoon, you actually batch your work into larger time segments. And this allows you to get into a flow state and execute tasks at a much higher level. Now, when I did this, I finally had time to think, to create, and to scale. So the first thing you need to do is audit your calendar. You have to really determine, are you running a manager's schedule in your life or are you running a millionaire's schedule? If you're on a manager's schedule, time block just 1 4-hour segment this week for deep work. But it's not just about how you use your hours. It's about how you use your days as well. Here's the 3-day framework that changed everything for me. I used to treat every day the same. It was just work, work, work. But I was always behind. I was always tired, and I was always playing catch up. Now, I break my week into 3 types of days. The first are what I call free days. Now, these are non-negotiable. There's no work, no email, no business. I simply rest, I recover, and I recharge mentally, physically, and creatively. And this is actually when my best ideas come. The second are focus days. Now, these are the days that I work in my business. This is when I'm coaching or I'm creating content or I'm designing launches. I protect these days for extremely deep work and execution. And the third are buffer days. Now, these are the days that I work on my business. This includes systems, strategy, partnerships, and planning. And I use these days to set up my focus days for success. Now, when I started using this particular framework, my productivity soared. At the same time, my stress plummeted. So this week, I encourage you to schedule at least 1 free day, schedule 2 focus days, and then schedule 1 buffer day. Protect them like your income depends on it, because it does. But how you start your day matters just as much as how you structure your week. Here's how I start every day for freedom and focus. No emails, no chaos, just clarity. I used to wake up and check my phone. I'd look at emails. I'd check out the news. I'd look at social media. And within 10 minutes, I was in reactive mode. And I was already losing my focus for the day. And maybe you can relate to that as well. Now, my mornings are sacred. I wake up, I drink water. I spend 10 minutes in silence outside, just enjoying the peacefulness of where I live. I write down my top 3 priorities for the day. No more, no less, just 3. There's no phone, no email, no social media or anything like that until my first deep work block is over. And this routine grounds me. It gives me clarity and it sets the tone for a freedom first day. And that's what I'm all about, freedom. So I challenge you, when you wake up tomorrow, don't check your phone for the first hour. Just write down your top 3 priorities, get outside, move your body a little. But clarity is just the start. The next habit is where the real work and the real money comes into play. Here's how I get more done in 90 minutes than most coaches do in a day. And most coaches I know, they spend their days in meetings, they're bouncing all over the place with their emails, and they're just doing busy work. Now, I block 90 minutes every morning for deep work. There's no distractions, there's no multitasking. This is when I get to create content, I get to build offers, I work on my business, not in it. I turn off all notifications, I close all tabs, and I focus on just one high leverage task. In 90 minutes, I can script a webinar, I can outline a launch, I can write a chapter for my book, or I can actually even record a video like this. It's truly amazing what you can do when you remove all the distractions. So tomorrow, I really want to encourage you, block 90 minutes of deep work. Okay, no phone, no email, just one high leverage task. It will transform your life, I promise you. But even deep work will not move the needle if you're doing it all alone. Here's how I use 1 hour a day to build partnerships and systems that scale my business while I sleep. Every day, I spend 1 hour on leverage. That's building partnerships, that's automating systems, or delegating tasks. And this is the time that I actually will reach out to potential partners. I'll create affiliate assets. I may train my VA or my assistant or one of my other employees. And ultimately, I ask, what can I build today that will pay me for years to come? This is just like my previous career in music, where I wrote a very large catalog of songs that are still paying me 2 decades later. And in the business space, this is how I went from 6 figures to 7 figures without giving up my freedom first lifestyle. So your challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to schedule just 1 hour this week to build a partnership, to automate a process in your business, or to delegate a task. But leverage is just one part of the equation. Here's how I protect my time and energy so that I can grow and scale my business without burning out. When I was a full-time musician, I used to say yes to everything, every opportunity. But I realized that there's a lot of time wasters that disguise themselves as opportunities. I ended up very busy, but not necessarily productive. I was making money, but frankly, I was miserable. Now I have what I call a no list. There are no client calls after 4 p.m., no meetings on Fridays, no working weekends, no saying yes out of guilt. Every no turns into a yes for my freedom, a yes for my family, and a yes for my creativity. And this is actually one of the best things that I ever did. And I want to encourage you to write out your own no list. What boundaries do you need to set this week? Think about it, write it down. It will change the game for you, I promise. But even with everything that we've discussed already in this video, you're still going to hit a plateau if you do not rest, if you do not reflect, and if you do not reset. That leads us to the final habit. I end every day and every week in a very specific way so that I can keep growing and scaling without burning out or feeling overwhelmed. Every evening, I spend 10 minutes reflecting on what worked that day, what did not work throughout the day. I write down what I learned, and I also write down what I'm going to do differently tomorrow. Then every Sunday, I do a weekly reset. I review all of my wins and lessons from the week. I set my top 3 priorities for the upcoming week, and then I schedule deep work, leverage, and engagement blocks. So I really focus in on that millionaire schedule. And this habit keeps me aligned, it keeps me focused, and it keeps me growing without burning out. So tonight, I really want to encourage you, spend 10 minutes reflecting on your day, and then this Sunday, do a weekly reset. The revelations that will come to you through this process will be absolutely transformational. So let's recap the $1 Million Coach's daily routine and how you can use it to create freedom and growth in your business. Number 1, implement the millionaire schedule of 3 to 4 hour time blocks, not that 15-minute chaos of the manager's schedule. 2, implement and install the 3 types of days into your weekly routine. These are free days, focus days, and buffer days. Number 3, create a freedom first morning ritual. That's so important. 4 is to give yourself a 90-minute time block for deep work without any distractions. 5 is to leverage just 1 hour a week to build partnerships and systems. 6 is to create your no list and set up boundaries around your time and energy. And then finally, set aside just 10 minutes each day for reflection and reset. Now, my question to you is, which habit do you need to add into your routine right now? Drop a comment below and let me know. Your feedback will help me create more videos like this. And if you're ready to build a 7-figure business with freedom as the priority, make sure to grab a free copy of my guide, 7 Simple Steps to a 7-Figure Business. You now have the daily routine that took me from burnout to 7 figures and ultimately gave me my life back. So I really want to encourage you, don't just sit and watch this video, take it and implement it. This is something that I wish I knew 10 years ago. I hope this was powerful and I hope it was motivating for you. With that said, I'll see you in the next one.